Everybody, we're back, and guess what? Our next guest needs no introduction, so I won't. I say that about everybody now because they wouldn't be watching, if they weren't knowing who the guest was. So joining us from an undisclosed location at a radio station somewhere in quite possibly one of Canada's biggest cities is Patty Sullivan. Patty.
Hello.
Hey. Hello. How's it going? Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thanks for the invite. I'm sorry it's taken so long.
It's okay. I don't know how you do it. I don't have kids. My best friend and one of our producers as well, like for my day job, he has 4 kids, all under the age of 10. One of whom is a newborn. And we had gone to Ottawa to do a French language show. The Kia's motor blew up, which apparently was a recall we didn't know about. And I was in his place for 8 months.
It was very noisy.
Trying to edit a show for French Network on a laptop with my second language.
Yeah, that must have been interesting.
Oh my God. So what are you doing these days? Fill everybody in.
Well, you mentioned I'm coming to you from a radio station. I'm part-time at Boom 97.3, which is in Toronto. And so because I'm part-time, I can't tell you when I'm on the air because it's kind of random. I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there. So, but the cool thing is you can stream it. So you don't have to live in Toronto to listen, which is kind of nice.
And I just learned that. I'm going to be listening. Do they still use the term swing announcer? It's what they used to call it.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's what I am. And I just finished doing season 3 of Mittens and Pants.
Yeah.
Which was a preschool show created by one of my old TVO hosts, Phil McCordick.
Nice.
Patty
and Phil.
So there you go. He was pitching that show for many, many, many years, and it finally came to be. And he brought me in to do the dialogue directing, so work with all the voice actors, and also did some writing and did a voice on the show and got nominated for some Canadian Screen Awards for
I was going to say, you got nominated like a couple of times, didn't you?
Twice, yeah.
Congrats.
So, and then thank you, didn't win, but that's fine. It's okay. So that's kept me pretty busy.
You should have won.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. My voice didn't sound like this, though. It was like much different.
Right. And you did a couple of voices in it, too, did you not?
Yeah. Well, the main character was this Petunia. She's a guinea pig.
Oh, cute. Used to have a guinea pig.
I did. And then I did a couple of other just more minor characters, but she was one of the adult leads. I mean, our main leads were kids, but then she was one of the adults, yeah.
So how did that show come about? Tell us, because I know we've got lots of viewers with kids that might have did grow up with either the crawl space, because I'm in out west now, but I grew up in Ontario, Ottawa, so I'm a TVOKids kid, and then CBC kids. So tell everybody how that show came about. I'm sure everybody would love to hear it.
How it came about?
No. Mittens and Pants. We'll have plenty of time to go on a TVOKids.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, that was Phil's brainstorm. Like even when we were working together, he and I actually worked together not only at TVO but at CBC as well. He was behind the scenes doing executive producing. And I remember him mentioning it to me then. So it was just a long time coming in his brain. And the reason it took so long to happen is because it's working with live baby animals. So these are not trained animals, right? Because they're all puppies and kittens and they're on set together, like baby rabbits and baby chicks and And
Take 42 safety.
Right? So think about it. You're going to go to a broadcaster or whoever, and they're like, this can't be done. Like that was always the original reaction. This can't be done. But Phil is not one to be told it can't be done. And he proved that it could be done because there was 3 seasons. So yeah.
That's fantastic. So, I mean, it's pretty common this is what people may not know. It takes years to get a show on the air, like
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8 years, 10, sometimes more than that. So tell me a little bit about the process of the show once you got started. I think Jem, who was it, CBC that ran it, or was it?
Yeah, CBC. It was a co-production with CBC and Sky, which is in the UK.
Yeah. Yep.
And so it aired on CBC Gem, and it's also airing on, oh my gosh, like 42 different platforms around the world.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, that's all. I'm sure it's more. It could be more. It could be like 58 by now.
Well, that's nothing. No, that's pretty awesome.
And it obviously it was, it starts in the writer's room, and then it goes from the writer's room to the studio, and they shoot for weeks with these puppies and kittens, and there's an animal person who makes sure no animals are harmed, and they're all well taken care of, and they all get the breaks that they need, and kudos to the directors and the editors and even the special effects people, because sometimes you had to layer things because some animals can't be on set together, so you had to layer it to make it look like they were on set together. So all of that happened long before it came to me in the voice studio with the voice actors. And by then, I mean, we would have voice actors coming in and going, I love this show. We haven't even voiced it yet, but I love this show. Because it just was very heartfelt and kind and sweet and cute. And the theme song, people would sing the theme song. So I'm just disappointed it didn't hit the, Paw Patrol level of popularity, because I can just picture all the stuffed animals that could have gone with it, and all the little toy cars that could have gone with it, and all that stuff. Anyway, it could still happen. I mean,
I was going to say it could still. There's plenty of shows that would have, their 2-3 seasons, and then it doesn't get picked up for renewal, and then people think, oh well, that's it,
and then it blows up. Yeah,
and then it blows up, and then they order more episodes, or it gets syndicated.
So tell your friends, everybody watch.
And we'll make sure that we put a link in the bottom description here for anybody that wants to take a look and see the show.
It's kind of, to me too, it's kind of one of those shows. Do you remember Pingu?
Of course I remember Pingu.
Okay, so Pingu had a following, not just kids. Very good. Not just kids watched it, but university students. Like they would watch it. They'd come home, late at night after drinking with their friends or whatever. And Pingu, they thought was hysterical when you're in a certain mindset. And I think Mittens and Pants.
I was never in that mindset in college.
I think Mittens and Pants could have that same kind of like underground appeal too.
I would agree with you. I can tell you, I'm going to guess that the culture at Sheridan has not changed very much. And I'm sure, had Mittens and Pants been out at the time that I was there, a bunch of us in the animation department may or may not have been under the influence of various drinks and stuff, and laughing our asses off doing the voices while security was walking by shaking their head saying, I don't want to know.
This is so funny. It's so true.
Yeah. It especially if 3 seasons is pretty solid. Was it a 13 episode season or 26?
Not even more. It was like 30.
More.
Yeah, well, because they're very short. They're only like 15 minutes long.
Right.
So, or 7 minutes long.
Right.
Like I can't even remember now. 7 minutes. So, so we would do like, because you could put 2 7-minuters together to make it like a 15-minute.
Yeah, just double them up.
Yeah. So, I think we did like 30-ish per season, 36 sometimes.
That's a pretty good chunk.
Yeah. So there's over 120 episodes, I believe.
That's huge. Yeah, you could package that, no problem. So some broadcaster in Europe was like, well, you know what? We would love to have these, but we kind of need to have the 22-minute run time or 23, so we've got a half hour. You can go, okay, well.
And if you get a chance, check out the Christmas episode. It's all in rhyme, which is insane, written by Phil McCordick. It's crazy good, the Christmas episode.
I gotta go. It's weird. That's one of the few shows that I haven't because I try to keep on top of it also through my job and everything. But I've only seen clips of it. I've seen like 3, 4, 5 minute clips of it, but I haven't actually seen a full episode yet. I've been meaning to sit down and go through it, but I have not yet had the chance to. So,
well, sit down with your friends' 4 kids.
oh God, I will. Well, you know what? Everybody I don't even think we need that. Well, actually, Joe's going to be coming up here. Joe Tony, he's my buddy with the 4 kids. So he's going to be here probably in April. So we'll crank it on the big screen. Yeah, and all those cute animals. Yeah, you'd have to separate some of them. I saw some of the breeds and species. It turns into Street Fighter 2 otherwise without having to put a quarter in.
And they all got adopted after. Like all the puppies and kittens, they all got adopted. So yeah, it was all good.
Oh, that's so cute. And I'm actually surprised I haven't been interrupted yet. So if I may as well bring her over because she's gonna wind up crawling on my lap. Zero. I have a Siamese cat who has very, very bad timing with everything. And I have a 140-pound King Shepherd giant Alaskan Malamute who right now his nose is pointed my way.
We had a 120-pound giant schnauzer for many years.
That's so.
And but I understand the bad timing. I was doing a live segment. I think it was with somebody in Ottawa, and I was presenting some toys for the holidays. And I kid you not, our current dog snuck his nose in, put his paw into the shot, and stole a Pikachu stuffy that was on camera.
Okay,
like, during the live segment.
I have to find that clip. Where was I would know them probably if they were in Ottawa.
I think it was CTV. It was a morning show.
I definitely would know who it was. Do you remember who was announcing that?
I think it was Rosie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still exists though, because it was live, right? So it went out there into the.
They don't keep other than air logs, like those disappear as soon as they're made, unless somebody catches it on a PVR. No, that's my old station. We had I was going to say we had way too much fun in the mornings. We had more fun. We had more fun at the 11 o'clock news because then you could sneak stuff in. It was always fun to kind of do stuff with graphics and try to make the anchors laugh if there was some soft news story and just come up with some stupid graphic. Because it was late enough that nobody cared. And you probably know, or you might know the name, Max Keeping. He was the name. Yeah, so Max was my first boss. Okay. And he was a real prankster. He's from Newfoundland, so he took the news very seriously, but nothing else. So we had lots of fun. There were lots of pranks that you would never get away with now.
No, yeah, it's funny, right? I mean, things you could do then, can't do it now. So here, true.
I'll grab the cat, not because I'm trying to hold things up, but I know she's gonna jump up, and if you can bear with me for a second, if you're okay with fuzzy things, seems like it. Well, we're not doing TV today, so I can afford to be mildly unprofessional in small doses.
So I can afford to take a second to cough. Hang on.
Yes.
Apologies.
It's really dry lately.
It's not that. I'm fighting the end of a cold. So.
Oh, well, here it's dry. That's my excuse. I was like just coughing and sneezing yesterday. I was like, oh my God.
I know it's the season of, is it allergies or is it a cold?
I don't know, but whatever it is, it sucks.
It sucks either way.
Okay, Zero.
Zero? That's the name?
Now it's me tripping on. That went well. That was anything I did. See, how's that for live? It's like she was all like, "Oh, I'm gonna to come over? And,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh,
I
that's
tripped on a
funny.
cable and I knocked over. I knocked over. I don't know what the hell that is. It's not. Oh, it's a lap desk from the dollar store.
Oh gosh. That's
Oh,
funny.
we're just hero. Now she's gonna come over. You know what? Screw it. I learned my lesson.
It's fine. If there's an interruption, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Although that was actually pretty funny, unintentionally funny. don't edit. So yeah, so plenty of fuzzy things here. And you started in radio, didn't you?
I did. When I was in end of first year at what was then Ryerson, now TMU, Toronto Metropolitan University now.
Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Doesn't it though? Well, that's why they say TMU instead. I worked at CFRB in the news station.
A legendary CFRB.
Yeah, and then I did their summer, roaming van. I was the reporter for the summertime. And then I moved over to Chum AM and did the summer van for them.
Is that 1050? 1050 Chum.
Yep. So I worked in radio for a good couple years, and then I got into TV after I graduated and started at La Chaîne Française, which is now TFO in Toronto, because I could speak French. So I got a job there. And then it was while I was there. Yeah, it was while I was there that I saw the ad for the TVOKids job. So yeah.
It's good that they got their own station eventually, because it used to be a very abrupt change.
Yeah, that's right.
Like even pre-crawl space, it was a very abrupt change. It was just like, you get the polka dot door. It's like, et maintenant, yeah, it was just like there was no interstitial or anything.
Yeah.
It's like we're not hearing the honey tones of John Delatz, or it's just no, it's French now. C'est hostie.
Yeah.
J'ai un petit problème avec l'accent tête que
That's what exposed me to TVO, being at TFO, because they were in the same building but on different floors.
Yeah, and another Ottawa alum. I didn't work with her directly, but I know Christine McGlade was there for a good long time. Did you work with Christine?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew who she was, but I didn't work with her.
Yeah, I think she'd done all kinds of stuff. I think she's a professor now at OCAD. Oh. She's got, I don't remember what the course, some UI UX thing, like just sort of wireframe design and stuff. That's
kind of cool.
More brain cells than I have, so she's smarter than me. Oh, here we go. Now she's coming over.
Kitty cat.
I have a, I don't know if you can hear that. That you might not be able to hear, because I have. Hero. Yeah, you want attention? Yeah. What she's going to do, she's going to walk around and, okay, there we go. Oh. Because she's going to do this and she's going to distract me. Well, she'll come over when she wants to come.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what your deal is. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
because she's just going to do this because she's never going to leave me alone.
She's sweet.
Oh, she is sweet until she's not.
She doesn't look as thin as I expected her to be.
No, she's very, very small. She's not quite a runt. She just turned, I think she just turned 10.
Those eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, so what she'll do is she'll sit there and she'll just irritate the living hell out of me until I pick her up.
And she and the dog get along?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, she came first.
Okay.
So when we brought Tilk home, he was about the size that she is now, a little smaller. So she was the boss, and actually, to be honest, she was a real jerk to him, to be honest with you.
I'm sure at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. Hi. You like the smell of the microphone?
Oh.
Yeah, she's used to. Ooh. Yeah, you're not going to be getting any dates on OK Cupid with breath like that. I don't care how cute you are. Dear God, yeah, go drink some water. What she'll do is she'll just bump and bump and bump and bump. And it's like, okay, just come here and stop walking around like an inebriated tourist and then get your pickup, jump, bump and
Get
stuff.
your fix in, now leave.
Yeah, get your fix in. It's just when she does this distraction thing and she'll bump. The other thing that she doesn't bite me very often, but she was in a bad mood. She'll just walk back and forth and then bite your ankle.
Nice.
It's what, yeah, I know. It's this sort of sadomasochism with love, I suppose.
Oh, cats.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter how sophisticated they are, the breed. They're still cats.
They're still.
Sorry.
I won't say the word.
You can say it. We're not on TV.
Okay. It's okay.
Cats are. What letter does it start with?
A.
Well, that you can say. Cats are.
I'll say jerks. They can be jerks. How about that?
There we go. This was a family-friendly podcast. Not really.
There you go. Yeah.
Not really. There's been some pretty bad language on here.
Oh.
I know. I'm terrible. Actually, I don't know. It seems to depend on the case. So so chum. That's very cool. So So moving on, when did you make the jump to TV? Like, how'd you?
Well, that was when
give
I
us
graduated.
a story about that.
Yeah, when I graduated from radio and television.
Yes.
That's when I started at TFO.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Brain fart.
Behind the scenes as an AD. Actually, my first job was like getting prizes for a French game show. So that was my first gig, was like phoning up all these companies and trying to get prizes for a French game show. Yeah, and then I worked behind the scenes as an AD, and then I saw the ad looking for, a new host for this new show at TVO, and I auditioned.
That is so cool. As an allophone from Butaway, how did you learn French? Like, did you have family that's French? Like, it's francophone?
My mom is from Rouen, Noranda.
Oh, okay. You don't get much more francophone and northern than that.
Yes. So I went to French school as a
100% joie.
Yeah. Moi pitoy and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to a full French school growing up.
Yep.
And then I switched to English in high school, but I always kept my French.
Yeah.
And then, so.
It's useful.
Well, yeah, especially in this country. Yeah.
I'm in Saskatchewan. I spend most of my time correcting other people's French that is, oh, this is good. Nobody's going to notice. I'm going to notice. You can't say that.
But it's funny because when I traveled long ago, and if I would speak French, like if you're overseas somewhere, I would have people go, that's not Parisian French, but that's not Quebec French. Like they couldn't figure out what region. And then when I would say Ontario, they're like, Ontario has French. Like it was just kind of, an anomaly to them.
Yeah, it's weird because I done a bunch of work with a Quebec network. You would know who it is. I won't name them, but it was funny. One of the funniest things I remember being asked by my boss. I was there. My face would hurt because I was trying to hide. I didn't really have I have a bit of an accent now because I've been in Saskatchewan for like 6 years. But at the time I was trying to be very sort of really Joal, which Gatineau isn't really because it's sort of a government town. So you can kind of hide an accent, but I was just there. I was trying to hide it, and my boss eventually figured it out. But my face would hurt because je pense bonne idée, and I would actually have to massage my mouth because I was trying to hide it because I was so afraid I was going to lose my job. But they figured out I was English. And my boss found out, and they're like, "Hey, c'est pas si mal pour un tête carrée." It was all in good fun. But the dumbest thing, there was a talk show you might know, and there was a folk artist that had come from France, and he and the host hated each other.
Oh, Lord.
So my boss comes in and he's like, Corey, I need you to translate through the earpiece. I'm like, do you realize how stupid this sounds? You're going to ask the Anglo to translate Parisian French to Joie. They can understand each other. Like, give me a break. They always act like they don't understand each other. And it's like, it's just, okay. It's just a bunch of truncations and contractions that get heavily compressed. And you hear, oh, it's completely different. The accent's different. It's like, oh, vous êtes ici.
But you can still understand.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Crazy.
I'm gonna run into that. But but yeah, you got to keep it up. And, but that's about as, as pure as it gets. So how long before, because you started on the crawl space in 94. When did so you started, I guess, at,
I think it was like 90.
90. Okay. So you had like 4 years in before you moved over. How'd that come? Although I'd like to hear more about the stuff, because I actually had no idea that you were doing stuff for La Chaîne.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people don't know. Well, I was behind the scenes, and the first jobs coming out of school are always, PA or associate director, or, you're taking notes or you're making calls or you're watching 5,000 hours of footage and trying to find the best takes, or, it wasn't glorious by any means.
They make us all do it when we start.
But it gives you an appreciation for everybody else's job, right? So then when I switched to being on camera, I always felt like it was good that I had that background and that understanding of everybody else, because then you don't take anybody for granted, and you appreciate every role that goes into making, the show as a whole.
Anything in particular? Any stories that stand out from your time?
At La Chaîne?
At La Chaîne.
No, I had a director who sometimes would fall asleep during interviews. So he'd be talking to somebody. I had one of those in
Montreal.
They'd be telling their story, and I'd have to nudge him because he'd start dozing off. But yeah, I won't name any names, but it was funny at the time.
I didn't name any names either. It was funny though.
Okay, Corey, we got to get moving.
Okay, sorry.
I do have to leave at like 3:15.
Oh, okay. Then I wasn't sure how much time you had. All right. Well, let's move on to the crawl space and the CBC thereafter, and then we'll fast forward the tape. So, tell me the story about how you transitioned from that to the crawl space, and then we'll. And I'll let you go as far as you want.
Well, when I was working at La Chaîne, I saw, they put a post up against the wall near the elevators, because I was in the same building as TVO. And it said, we're looking for a kids host. This is the target audience. This is how you apply, send in a tape. And you had to do like 3 different segments of, make it up yourself, introducing 3 different shows, try to make the kids want to stick around to keep watching, kind of thing. So that's what I did. I made a tape and I sent it in and got an interview, and ended up getting the job, obviously. But what a lot of people don't know is they took the final 5 that they had narrowed it down to. Apparently, I think I was the only woman. I think it was me and 4 guys. And they sent it to some kids classes or focus groups or whatever. They basically voted. They picked who they liked, and that's how I got the job.
That's actually a really smart way to do it.
It
actually
is a smart
see
way,
who the
right?
kids react to, because they're the ones that are going to be watching it.
Yeah, and originally it was just me. I remember I was in studio and we were practicing some ideas and some segments, And then the producer came down and said, we've made a decision that we want to make this a twosome instead of just one person.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's when they brought in Kevin, because I guess he was the top male of the guys, and I was the female that the kids had picked. And so they put us together. And yeah, and then April 4th, 1994 is when we kicked it off.
I was telling Giselle a couple of weeks ago, I was actually sitting in front of the TV the day of the change. I was actually watching, and I didn't know. So in 94, I was watching, and it was like, I just saw like the thing for the crawl space, and it was like, whoa. They just went right into it.
And that was the reaction a lot of parents had. It was like, whoa. Because, we were loud and in your face and getting right up into the camera like this. And, we got a few letters from parents being, this isn't TVO, this is very loud, this is blah, 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 blah. But the response from the kids who we were trying to connect with was the complete opposite. They loved it. So
I guess I was lucky because my parents loved it. They thought it was great. They was like, hey, you know what? If this is getting, because my parents were sort of like, kids are running home from the school to watch this. And it's true. There are a bunch of, and go to different, this was back in the days, kids these days get off my lawn, when you would actually go to other kids' houses and you would have a rotation with friends, and, mom and dad would have snacks and stuff after school, and you'd go and actually be social and watch.
Well, and the big thing too was, of course, parents trusting their kids to watch us.
Yes.
Feeling that they could leave the room and we weren't going to say anything or do anything that they wouldn't approve of. So I think that was also a big part of it. And that and that there was a little bit of small E education in there with the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is it would be interesting to see, how, if there was any studies done with the uptick when you get a lot. One I remember we were all rushing home for was Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh yeah, when he came in, that everything blew up.
Yeah. Everything
Bill
blew
Nye
up.
and then Ghost Rider and
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost
Rider. And then after that, Magic School Bus and Arthur. By the way, I'm wearing my
Oh,
DW.
that is so cool. EW.
Yeah, DW. So, because I'm a
Toronto animated. Well, Montreal at the time, and then Toronto, because it would have been Cinar and Nelvana, respectively.
Yeah. So,
Cookie Jar now.
Yeah, when we started, when Kevin and I started on TVOKids, they still had a lot of the old shows, antiquated, and once they started bringing in some of the newer ones like Bill Nye and Ghost Rider and these things, that was it. Like, our numbers just took off.
Remember I think the segments I remember, the shows I remember probably the most from those early couple of years, and I know we have to move on because I know you have to go. The phrase that still pops into my head is "stuff is brought to you by Loomis and Tolles." Now it's all dessert. So I went into a dessert and I said that out loud. And there were a couple of people looking at me like,
did they know? Did they know what you're talking about?
A couple of them did. A couple out here, nobody knows.
Right.
And I go to jiu-jitsu with a bunch of my buddies, and it's like you get a submission, and it's like pokeroo, and who's from Ontario.
Yeah. So true. So true. Yeah.
The Bod Squad.
Yeah.
And the one I remember was the night sketch. I don't remember what it was called. It's like, Sir Patty, Sir Phil.
Yeah, that was Phil and I. We did the nights. Yeah,
yes.
Those were fun, and it was this kind of goofy way to teach kids like math, and who would think up something so crazy? And we'd go, and it was always fun when we were out around the city in these suits of armor, because people would always stop and be like, what is this? What is going on? And every once in a while we would just freeze and stand there like we were like statues, and
that's awesome.
And freak people out, and that was always fun too.
They should go down to medieval times like that and see what happens.
Yeah, I know. Well, we were near Casa Loma one day when we did it. It was hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should have kept, and I know we got to speed it up because I know you have to go. And then they should have had you on TVO forever, but then you went over to CBC Kids.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Which was so different because at TVO it was live, right? We were there every afternoon. The segments were live. I love doing theater, so that live energy and especially working with Joe too, because Joe, he was like my foil in a way. Like I was the straight man and he was the comedy, and he would always try to crack me up, and he'd throw things at me that I didn't know were coming. But that's what made
he would
us
up
work.
the ante. I noticed watching some of those clips now.
But that's what made it worked, was he would throw it to me and I would just either throw it back, or I would just be like, keep the straight going, because that's my job as the straight man. So it was very different going from that to CBC, where I was now doing preschool with puppets, and it's pre-recorded, so very different energy. But I love that too, because when you're dealing with preschoolers, man, they are the most honest audience ever. They don't mince words. They tell you if they like it or if they hate it, more so than, the tweens who are sometimes like afraid to tell you what they think. So it was
kids don't care about your ego, man.
No,
they
yeah.
just come right out and just give it to you.
And it was great. Like it was just a totally different vibe. And yeah, it was fun working with puppets. Like I felt like I was on the Muppet Show and Sesame Street sometimes.
Yeah. Did you find, I don't know. There's one thing that I hear. One of my friends, you might know him or know of him. He's in Calgary now on Fraggle Rock. I think he's like the assistant boss puppet wrangler for Fraggle Rock. His name's Kanye Chen.
Oh, he and I have been trying to connect for so long. Like we're connected like online via like Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
But he and I keep going, we have to meet for a coffee someday, and it never happens. But one of these days, yes.
Oh man, Kanye's the coolest dude ever. We're working with Kanye on some stuff that's taken like 10 years to get together on our part. But I knew Kanye when we were still working with Noreen Young. Obviously, she's recently passed on a bunch of the Puppets Up stuff. And we've done some commercials with but what I was going to say is, did you find that every time I was working with Noreen or any of the characters, even though the performer's right below.
Right there, yeah.
You're always looking, it's like, you're just going to look at, nope, you're always looking at the
You're always looking at the puppet. Yeah, absolutely. And the funny thing is,
and you can't help it.
This. No, you can't help it. And I'm sure you know this too, is the puppeteers also are trying to crack you up. So whenever, the take is done, they go off on these tangents too. And yet you're still looking at the puppet, even though it's the puppeteer who's now swearing up a storm or whatever, trying to make you like,
or saying stuff that's X-rated, because they will get, and they're quick.
Yes, very quick-witted, and yeah.
Noreen was the worst of them. She has such a dirty
I don't know.
mind.
There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's those things in kids' TV, right? People don't, and I think a lot of people think kids' TV is easy. It's not. It's very difficult to make quality children's television, and I think. And Joe might have said the same thing, that crews who hadn't worked with us before thought, it's an easy gig. And then once they had worked with us, they realized, actually, this is really hard, but I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's,
you are.
And, 20, 30 years later, if you'll pardon my language, all us little shits that we're watching. Now, some of us are working in TV, and everybody still remembers, because I think it's the honesty of it.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't, how some shows, I would say, how would I put it elegantly, or at least diplomatically? I find that there is more of a tolerance for shows for kids now that maybe come off as patronizing and perhaps underestimate the intelligence of kids a little bit in a way that Crawl Space and a lot of that kind of stuff didn't. Not all. This was more of a tolerance of it, I would say, maybe.
I think it was. We tried to take a page from Sesame Street, I think, in our thinking and PBS in general, of just kids are smarter than you think. You know, kids. So you need to treat them with equal respect and equal, you know, just grace. Like they're just, don't talk down to them and treat them like not an equal, but you know what I mean? Like just give them credit. They're smarter than you think. And then we always threw in some adult humor for the parents who might be watching, which was, I think, a Sesame Street thing too.
Oh yeah, there were lots of zingers and things like that that you watch it later and I'm like,
that went over my head when I was a kid. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, it's like the accountant's getting a little saucy. Yeah. Okay, all right, sure. So before we wrap it up, so what are you up to now? I mean, obviously you're at the radio station. What else are you working on?
Oh, I was going to say, when is this airing? Do you know?
Honestly, it's just the internet for now, unless they wind up wanting to run it on Global and Thunder Bay, because they've been bugging me for more. I just was like, wow, this is an internet thing. It's going to go out probably later today, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. No,
I usually put it out Saturday, and today's Saturday, so hot off the presses.
Well, hot off the press. No, I'm just asking because in a couple of weeks here in Toronto, I don't know who's going to be in the city, but down at the Harbourfront, there's I don't know if you've heard of the exhibit from Degrassi. What is it? From Mr. Dress Up to Degrassi?
Yeah, I think Ed Conroy's doing that.
Yeah. So
I know Ed.
So there's
Ed's a cool dude.
There's an exhibit down at Harbourfront, but on the 28th, 2 Saturdays from now. Is that the 28th? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few of us.
I can't even figure out the time zone after 6 years here, man. I'm not that smart.
On the 28th, there's going to be a few of us old TV people down at the exhibit, you know, for like a little meet and greet. So I think Phil from The Zone is going to be there, and Nina Keogh, who was a puppeteer.
Yeah.
And I will be there.
I know Nina.
So if people want to come say hi, it's the afternoon of the 28th. Yeah.
And it's I just finished Phil's episode just came out. So cool. I'll put a plug on this too.
There you go.
Yeah, it'll come out later today. I'll send you a link. Usually they don't come out that fast, but they're pretty fast because I generally don't edit them unless
you trip on something off screen.
Oh no, I leave that stuff in.
Oh, you leave that in. Okay, cool.
That's gonna stay. It's funny. Right. I have enough confidence. It's like that I've done enough stuff on live TV. I haven't screwed up. I'll leave that stuff in. It's hilarious. No, I generally don't edit anything out unless the guest asks me, like, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. I didn't want to say that, or I don't feel comfortable. Can you take that? I always say yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as what else I'm doing right now, I'm looking for work. So if anybody's hiring, there you go.
On air stuff?
That out there. What?
On air stuff?
Anything. Oh.
Are you ACTRA?
I am ACTRA. But it depends, right?
I know that look. I know that look with the, don't worry.
No, just because it depends on the job, right? I mean, my job on the radio is not an ACTRA job.
No.
Right? So it's all, there's a lot of shades.
And they're pretty good. I mean, I whenever we have to cast stuff here, I've never had any issues. They've always been fantastic. But I've been dealing with the same people when we do it all the time, like in Montreal and Ottawa and Toronto and that. Like I've always found them to be very, very easy. And producers are like, it's like, I don't know. I think the per day rates are fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you just put it in your budget. Like the performers, actors, voiceover, whatever. I mean, you've got your 8-hour minimums or whatever. It's It's gone up a little bit, but it should because things
But
are
it
more
should,
expensive.
right,
Should go up
exactly.
more because what is it? I think it's like it used to be like 809 or
8 something,
900 and
yeah.
something, but I think
Yeah.
it's gone up to like 1016 or whatever a day. That's pretty reasonable,
Yeah.
I think. Like I don't
Oh,
know.
and it's funny that you mentioned that because I did a little blurb, what do you call it, segment on CBC Kids just like last fall. Because they have another new host with another new thing happening, and they brought me in to play the puppet's teacher.
Yeah.
So it was like this full circle moment of like, and then people online were like, Patty's back. And I'm like, well, no, yes, kind of. I don't know. It was like, I was back on the show, but not as a regular. So it was kind of strange, but kind of cool at the same time.
Well, the puppet is a better student than I was. I spent most of my time in the office.
Yeah.
But I would always get sent to the office, but the principal liked me. So I learned that if you made the principal laugh, you never got in trouble.
There you go.
So it's, Mr. Carlick, what brings you into my chambers today? He would always, and then I found out later, I saw him years later, and then I found out that he was telling all these stories about all the crap I got in trouble with it, like, because when he became a trustee, he was telling all these stories.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
fair, I was asking for it. Well, I will, if you can stay on for a sec, because I know you have to go. But
Okay,
I can wrap it up if you want, because I know you have to. What time is it right now?
It's 3:05.
Oh, shoot. Okay. And you had to go like 5 minutes ago.
No, like 3:15 is good.
Oh, 3:15? Okay. Yeah. Well, I can wrap it up now if you want. And then.
Well, I mean, like, I feel bad because I feel like
no.
scratched the surface.
Don't feel bad. I'm going to bring Emily out here after we wrap up, and then I'm just going to ask you something, but this is probably a good time for me to do it. It's nice because it's a podcast. So I can just do a quick play out, and then I'll be right back if that works for you.
Sure.
Yeah. And, the website is thepattysullivan.com, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I didn't forget the.
I had to do that because somebody stole.
No, I know some other jerk stole your name.
Right? I can't even get my own name for my email. I had to put like my middle initial there because somebody else has it.
Some vicious nerd squatted your name.
Give me the name because they're probably getting not inundated, but requests from people looking for me. And it's like, just give me the email address. You don't need it.
You know who I bet did it? Kevin Sullivan. He's just like, it's like, I'm the guy that did Anna Green Gables.
No relation.
All Sullivans are mine. Oh, I know, but, well, Sullivan, there's no, at least he didn't put an O in there.
Right.
Or whoever took it. I don't know. This is fun. It's like, no carrots for you.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll play it and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while I fumble with my mixer and trip and crash because of my idiot cat. Well, it's more just me being the idiot. Anyway, usual pimpage, like and subscribe and all the digital panhandling that's legal in Canada. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks, Patty.
You're welcome.